Welcome, fans. Welcome, everybody. Welcome to an extra special December episode of the In 90 Minutes podcast. It's wonderful to be back here with all of you. We have a lot to share, we have a lot to talk about. Um, so, gentlemen, how's everybody doing today on this fabulous winter break December?
Doing well.
Yeah?
Is the screen black for anyone? Or is this just me? Okay, there.
No, it's just for you.
Oh, it was just for me. I was like, oh, I couldn't see anyone. I'm doing all right. Yeah.
Yeah. David, my friend, how are you?
Great. It's a great week. Christmas on Thursday, Boxing Day football on Friday. For those of us that fancy the English game, and my boys upstairs are going to Wimbledon, so the real Wimbledon, those NK imposters. Screw them, everybody hates them. And on top of that, all our Jewish friends that are going to certainly did.
Is
This
is,
is a
is
little bit
David's
more.
audio cutting out for you guys?
Yeah.
All right.
Yeah,
Yes,
I'm
you
trying my
hear me?
best.
Okay, so
Yeah.
one of us has to have the screw up setup every week, right? So today's me.
It's your
So
turn.
yeah, so I'll finish. Hopefully, you guys are hearing this correctly. This year with a little bit of police protection. But yeah, ready for around the city. So I'm gonna log off.
All right, he'll drop and join us. So we have a lot to talk about. A lot's been happening, but at the same time, you can argue that nothing has been happening, and I'm sure we're gonna get into that. I see Luke's reaction to that comment. He's like, "Don't get me started." All right, so gents, where do we want to start off? I know we have a bunch of things to talk about. I
Let's
know we're talking about call ups, international call ups, youth call ups, players leaving and a bunch of other things. So where do we want
let's
to
start
start?
off with your trip last week.
Oh, okay. I thought we were gonna say. I thought we would use that as like a happy moment, something to give us something positive to talk about. But that's okay. We could start with it. I don't mind. I don't mind that one bit. So, for those of you who are wondering what John, I was recently able to go to the MLS Next Fest, and I have a little video here playing for those of you watching us online. So, MLS Next Fest, for those of you who don't know, is the largest soccer showcase in North America. There were over 300 teams from, I think it was like 140 academies, everything from like LA Galaxy, Chicago, the Union, Columbus Crew. Everybody descended on Arizona athletic grounds. We invaded for college and pro scouts, and as well as just some really good football. So Orlando City Soccer School, which is one of the affiliates of the club that I'm a part of, actually, well, my son is, had a massive showing. There were 12 teams, about at least 120 players, 12 coaches, all invaded Arizona. There was a total of they played, I think, a total of 40 games, 120, drew 10, lost 9. Really great outcome for them. The U13 homegrown division won their bracket, won all 4 of their games, outscored their opponents 14-1, beating Ballistic United 2-0 for the championship. The U14 Academy division, which my son plays in, won back-to-back penalty shootouts, 6-5 against Aspire, and then beating the Kings Hammer from Nashville 3-2 in penalties to win their division. So the U14 topped their group. The U14 homegrown division topped their group. The U15 homegrown won 2-0 and 1. It was just an amazing showing by Orlando City South. So there were 2 trophies, multiple group wins. We should really be proud of Orlando City as a whole. If we're representing Orlando City, everybody did an outstanding job. And I've been around youth soccer for a while now, not by choice, but I was just dragged into it. But the level of play at MLS Next Fest really did blow me away. These kids went toe to toe with some of the best academies in the country, and the thing for me was about it, and I was telling John, was the support. Every single team, win or lose, had parents packed in the stands. Coaches were there. Everybody was cheering like it was their last game. Every win was like the last win ever. So I think we have something really special here. So we should all be extremely proud of that. So that's all I had to share about that. A big shout out to Esteban Pareja, brother of Oscar Pareja, but he's the director of that soccer school, along with Magnum Silva and all the coaches, Joao, Eric. And the list goes on and on. So that's all I have to share about on that, gents. Any thoughts or questions or anything?
I think it just shows that it's a great thing that kids are winning because players
Yeah.
like Caraballo and players like that are coming through and they're making
Hmm.
an impact. So it's
Yeah.
good to see
The,
that they're not only thrive, not only just like producing players, but they there obviously are pathways there.
yeah.
We've got a ton of homegrown players, so
Yeah,
um,
the future looks bright. We have a lot of topics to discuss with our team, and we go down a rabbit hole. But to see this at this magnitude, I was telling John what amazed me about it was the magnitude. I mean, you're talking about at least 30, 40,000 people there for like over 2 weeks. There were people all over the airport from everywhere just to see that scale descent on one area and to really see that quality and just gives you a optimistic outlook for the sport in the country. Um,
I think it's also probably like you look at United with the class of '92, and they were all like academy players,
mhm.
stuff like that, and you think like, well, why can't these kids become winners and champions, and why can't we produce winners and champions through ours? And we've got a very good proven system through our academy, so I hope that these kids who are winning at youth level can go all the way through, and we can create a few winners because winning is a mentality, and winning is, I think you can, if you've got winners and all they do is win, then they find a way to win, and that is it, simple as. So
Absolutely.
yeah.
Absolutely. All right. So that's it for the feel good news. now now down to business. I think next we had the international call ups on the agenda, John.
The
Do we want
sorry,
to do
I am
that or
fixing something real quick I missed
no
earlier.
problem?
It's going to be the schedule release that was released earlier this month.
Okay.
Now, so the schedule was released earlier this month. I'm sure most people know by now. Our first match is February 21st. Kind of luckily, as usual, it's a home match. We've been very fortunate. I think
11 years,
every time we've had an opening match, it's been
11
a
years
home
in a row
match.
now.
The MLS. What's that?
I said it's 11 years in a row now we've had a home opener. I don't think
Yeah.
we've ever been.
So
I don't think we've ever
we
been
start
away.
off with no.
Sorry,
We've
I was just
never
saying.
played away.
I think it was. I think we've never had a home opener. I don't think we've ever had an opening game away.
That's correct.
Yeah.
Yeah,
And last year was the first time that we lost the opener before we either tied or
Yeah.
won.
But we start off the 21st and then go the next week on Sunday, back to back home games. We play Miami. So and then March, I'll just basically go through March. March 7th is away at the miniature field for NYCFC. Then we're home against Montreal and away against Nashville on the 14th and 21st, respectively. Any thoughts on the schedule? Any observations, guys? I have a couple observations I want to go through, but
Maybe, just maybe, Pepsi will decide to come and play Orlando in Orlando. So we'll see how that goes.
no chance.
The,
They'll,
the
schedule,
funny
they'll schedule a friendly for Argentina for that time.
The
Right, or he
interesting
will.
part about that is what is the excuse going to be? Because putting it that early in the season makes it so that there has to be an excuse of some type.
Yeah, they'll schedule a friendly for
No
Argentina.
pressure, bro. It's a small stadium, it's a small venue, and he already has proven that he can take the heat. And for the people that are like, well, now that they were gifted a trophy, we have nothing to crap on them. Listen, we're gonna crap on them every day, all day, because that's what we do. You know, the fact that they won a championship doesn't affect my fandom, doesn't affect Orlando City. So you want to stay home and crawl in a corner and cry as you eat ice cream and have some smooth jazz in the background. Go ahead and do that. I and the four savages in front of me, well, three. Well, I include myself. I'm the fourth savage. The people in this podcast, we're gonna be on the terraces. We're gonna give them hell. That's what we do. We're football supporters, and football supporters don't quit. So, just wanted to add that to the equation.
Is David's audio still rough for anybody else?
Yeah. I think another observation is that what I think in March 21st, April 4th, and April 12th, we go on like a 3-game away stint. So we won't have a home game for a month. I think, yeah.
Yeah.
We won't. We'll have one home game against Montreal on the 14th of March, and we won't be back at home until the 18th of April.
Yeah.
Which
then
is
back to back home. That's yeah. We have a lot of back to back. We have a lot of 3-game road trips.
I know.
This
And then
year.
we play 2 games, and then we're back 3 games away from home again.
Or 2.
3.
2 or 3, depending on when it is.
2nd and 8th.
Yeah.
Or is that 9th? 9th. And then we're back on the 13th. Yeah, it's like that first stint of the season. It's like that's going to be tough.
Mm-hmm.
Those 3, if we have to get something out of those 3 away game stints, I think at least what we expecting from that.
Yeah, I mean,
Nashville, LAFC, and Columbus.
Well, we don't know what Columbus will be this year.
Yeah, we don't know either. Yeah, but LAFC, I don't know either. We'll see. We'll see when it stems out. But these first 4 games, 9 points, 12, 11 at least, like 10, like at least.
Wait, are you saying for us to get that many points?
10, 11. I'm in MLS Next Pro.
Oh my god!
With the extra point.
Listen, I mean, here I'll drink to that. I'm
in MLS Next Pro here. We were just talking about MLS Next, so I was like 11. Yeah.
I mean, listen, with all the new players we're gonna have, they're gonna need time to gel.
Yeah, but you just look at the games we have, and you think, what a way to kickstart our season with. If that was in the middle of the summer, I would have been buzzing. So
yeah, and I mean, we do have the month off for the World Cup. May 23rd is going to be our last match before that break. Then the season picks back up on July 22nd. So I'm sorry, nearly a 2-month break. And then the thing that I found fascinating is the end of the season. It's another away match against Charlotte, against a playoff team.
Yeah.
We end the season back-to-back away matches in Chicago and in Charlotte.
Did we?
Or no, I'm sorry. I'm misreading it. Our last home, that's in October. My apologies. Our last match is at home against New England.
Which is rare. Again, that's rare, I think. It's very rare that we finish the season at home. We normally have our last game is normally an away game. So
the last one I can remember, and I may be wrong on this, was the match against Nashville. I'm pretty sure it was a decision day match where DK put I believe it was the game winner in at the end, and the VAR came back with a phantom foul against DK to take away the goal. I believe that was a Halloween match anyway. I could be mistaken on it being our last match, but I know it was close to Halloween because that's when DK did the mummy celebration.
Oh yeah, I'm excited for. What games are you lot excited for? What games are you lot excited for this season when you look at the schedule? I know like the obvious ones are like Miami and stuff, but I feel like there's
San Diego. I'm excited
yeah,
to see San Diego in September.
that was the one I was excited for. San Diego, and then I'm going to be interested.
I would rather go visit them instead of them coming here. It'll be a new stadium, so San Diego.
Yeah,
Really, all of our other home matches are we've
Eastern teams, aren't they?
seen them before, what have you.
I'm interested to see Houston. I don't remember us playing Houston that many times. Just all the Western teams, to be honest, because
Yeah, we play Salt Lake at home.
yeah, well, I don't know if you lot remember that game, but that was like one of the most memorable games ever. Was when we played Salt Lake at home in 2015.
In 2016, it was the second
2016 or
home opener.
2015, I don't remember.
It
I
was, it was
think it was
2016 with
yeah,
96.
where we were 2-0 down and
Correct.
we scored
Yep.
2 stoppage time goals. And
Yes. Do you remember the goal scorers?
do I remember the goals? Was one
It was Kyle Aaron, and the second one was a club legend.
was it Adrian Winter?
That's correct, sir.
Oh,
The Swiss knife was the one that scored, and with an assist by no other than Servando Carrasco from the opposite box.
yeah. I'm surprised I remember that. That was like 10 years ago.
I forgot it was Salt Lake, but yeah, I clearly
Yeah, but that was like one of the greatest. That's one of the memorable games I'll always
And by the way,
have.
both
Like,
teams finished with 10 men. If you guys remember, Salt Lake got 2 double yellows, and then Darwin Sorenda, boneheaded idiot, goes and elbows a player in the head in front of the ref.
yeah, it was a very different time back then.
You guys allow
To
me.
say the least. At least I remember from that time, it was very exciting. Like it might have been not the prettiest football of all time, and it might have been a bit crap.
Yeah,
But it was exciting.
It was in Chibo.
Yeah, it was exciting. It was never short of surprises and just utter chaos.
Talking about that, guys, on some club news, former CEO Alex Leitao reported today that he has become the new CEO of Brazilian club Grêmio down in Rio Grande do Sul, the state. That's basically on the border with Argentina and Uruguay. So we want to wish you the best. I always thought Alex was awesome. He got to deal with very little money, took the heat on a lot of crap that really wasn't his fault. So had opportunity to say hello to him after he transitioned with the old management. So we want to wish him the best on that front. Also, I had it here a second ago. We are having some changes in the front office, especially in the marketing department. And if you guys allow me here, Kevin Colhart, who has been the senior director of league and field marketing for a while, is saying goodbye to Orlando City. Orlando City is in the hunt for a new marketing director. We always joke that we should be giving the club ideas. I'm gonna burn the club on this one. We said when John said it actually when the grass was replaced that we should have sold it the fans for a nominal fee. We did not do that. Wasted opportunity again for this club to take our money. And what happens down south? They did that. $50 to $750, and their fans were able to grab a piece of history. Why can't we do those things here, guys? Why can't we do those things here? Why is it that as podcasters we always have to be giving the club ideas on how to take our money? This should be coming from the marketing department. I hope that the new person comes to return us to the glory days of the USL when we had nothing but master strokes on marketing. So if you're in the marketing in field, Orlando City is looking for somebody. So I want to say that, and then I took the liberty of commenting stay on one of the second in command, and I told him, I say, hey, congrats as a podcaster. I wish the club would see us as a partner who only wants to drum up support for the club. For too many years, we have been ignored, and that's a fact. And I've mentioned it at the beginning. I don't know how much went through because of the choppy uh, connection that I had or that I continue to have. That my English team, with the podcasters and gives them front and center. So I hope that club decides to do that because we're fans, we love the club, and uh, we just want to do it better, and we do it for free on top of that. So that's pretty much it.
Barcelona did that. They redid their stadium, and Barcelona did that as well. To me, that's just kind of common sense when you redo. Wasn't that they would have. But back to the schedule. One thing that I found interesting is that most of our rivals outside of Charlotte and Atlanta, or I'm sorry, outside of Nashville, like our quote unquote rivals, we don't have a single rivalry game until period at home. Because I'm sorry, I don't consider New York City FC, whatever they call themselves, NYCFC, rivalry game. The league tries to drum it up as a rivalry since we came into the league at the same time. I don't think it is. But we don't have a rivalry after a home rivalry after um, July 25th with Nashville. I thought that was interesting that there's nothing late season that
we can get excited for.
Yeah, because our home games after July, August, starting in August, is Cincinnati, Chicago, Toronto. What's that?
I mean, say NYCFC isn't a rival, but they kind of are. If it was between coming in the league at the same time and you pick Montreal or NYCFC, I'd pick NYCFC.
Yeah, but I mean, they're not. It's not to the love. They're not a,
Yeah, they're just kind of there.
Yeah.
But,
but okay, we have one, if you want to call it that. If you want to count
we've got half a rivalry match.
Yeah. But our home games after July 25th is home against Cincinnati. Our home matches: Cincinnati, Chicago, Salt Lake, San Diego, Toronto, Columbus, DC, New York, and New England.
I mean, they're interesting. They're interesting matchups.
So it's like our schedule as far as like important matches of the fan are all very front loaded, and kind of disappointing that the last half of the year is pretty bare.
Yeah. Yeah, Minnesota. That Minnesota game is going to be interesting.
That's away though, isn't it?
Yeah, but I do want to go to that stadium. I wouldn't mind that being my away game for that season.
Yeah,
this season, because I've always wanted to go. It looks like a fantastic stadium, so I wouldn't mind going.
I want to see Nashville's.
Yeah,
For me,
and
it's
then they've got a new
inside
stadium as
of
well.
it's like a carbon copy of our stadium, from what I've heard, just a little bit bigger.
Yeah, Nashville. When do we play Nashville?
Away we play on first part of the year, March 21st.
Oh, that's early.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, we have Miami and Nashville in the same month.
Yeah, I have absolutely no interest of going to LA.
No,
Sorry. Um,
especially where that stadium's in.
is it
LA's.
it's in downtown LA as well.
It's just outside downtown, I believe.
Yeah.
I was there 4 or 5 years ago, and I remember passing by and seeing like the signs for it, and it was, if I recall, it was right outside of USC's campus, so it's just south of LA.
I'm also eyeing up the Cincinnati game.
Yeah, Cincinnati. I mean, I'm from Cincinnati, but you know, we know people that went to the Cincinnati game with me. They loved that game. I didn't get to walk around the stadium much, but to me
I
it
mean,
felt very claustrophobic, which I guess is a home team is what you want.
yeah.
Um,
I mean, I'll be more enthused when we know what our team's gonna look like.
Well, oh no, we all said like what games
I
we're looking
mean,
forward to. Um,
you
I'm
know,
trying to be as optimistic as possible because on paper and what I've physically seen, it's not looking very good. But I'm trying to be as optimistic as I can with what we're working with.
yeah, no,
Uh,
absolutely. Let's hop into that real quick. Um, with the departures and such. Earlier this month, it was announced Robin Janssen signed a new contract. This was supposed to be an option year. Club didn't pick it up. They were in negotiations. I'm honestly, based on how things sounded to end the year, it sounded like he was going to be that it wasn't going to he wasn't going to be back. It sounded like unfortunately his last game was going to be um you know um was going to be the loss, which is a terrible way. I mean, obviously, almost, especially if you make a wild card game or the playoffs, every club and every club season ends in a loss, but to go out the way he had to go out, being injured the last regular season match at home, and then, or was that the last home match, whatever, whichever match that was, he got injured in, and then pushing forward to be healthy, and then having the team having a terrible performance for him. If you guys remember when he came in, he was kind of the first piece to our defense after Inchy, because our defense was horrific, to put it at best. And he was kind of that first piece to come in to kind of solidify that defense. Um, but yeah, what do you guys think of him signing back on, and thoughts on it?
who wants to go first?
Ahmed, you can go first.
Well, you know what? I'm glad to see him uh, sign on again. I'm glad to see him stay. Um, my concern is we are very short-sighted in our plans, right? We've all talked about it, and Robin's been with us for some time. I feel like we need to build. We need to build some depth, right? We rely when Janssen is out, we run into issues. I feel like, right? That's a problem for me. Anytime we have like one or two players that are out, that we're totally. So I'm glad that he's on, but I feel like we need to plan better for these situations, because they're going to happen. Because let's be honest, he's one of the older gentlemen on the team, and I'll be the first to say it. When I get up in the morning, it takes me a little longer.
to say this, which is why I'm like, it felt like it was time. I think me and John can, I don't know, Ahmed with you and David, but I think we can both agree, we can all agree that it felt like it was possibly time for him to go. So when it comes to, oh wow, he's re-signed, it's like, is this a step too far? Is this a year too far? Or is his role different? We don't know. I don't know if we know that yet. Like maybe he's coming in as a backup, and we might sign another centre back who's better, or and he might go on as to be like a almost a role model figure for the future centre backs, and possibly get a coach. And maybe it's further than this, off the pitch, and he's
Yeah.
there as the leadership. And sometimes we do, especially with our team, is very explosive and have off the field antics. You need somebody who's a leader in the dressing room, definitely.
You know what? I do agree with you. And honestly, when they did announce that he had resigned, what part of me was surprised because I thought for sure he was going to be one of the players that we were going to be saying goodbye to,
Yeah.
farewell. So I
So
was somewhat surprised, but again, I don't know. I really off seasons with this team have left me scratching my head every season.
but
Every single season.
especially this season, in the sense of it's still early. We're in December, and February is the start of the season, which it creeps up. But it is worrying that we're letting all these players go. We're letting a significantly amount of players go, and yet not a lot of players are coming in the positions that we're letting go.
Yeah.
Like we
Well,
need defenders.
Well, let's go through before we move too
Yeah,
far.
yeah,
Luke,
yeah,
not to cut you off. Let me go through the departures
yeah.
first, and then we can move forward because I don't want to jump over it and then have to backtrack. So kind of shortly after Janssen's extension was announced or new contract was announced, Thomas Williams' contract was sold to Nashville. Um, on a personal level, it was a shock, kind of. As a supporter of the club, it was a shock too because he's a young center back. I guess for whatever reason he's not in the club's planned. I kind of when Janssen signed was kind of like, okay, they redid his contract because he's going to be backing up Thomas now. Um, you know, they didn't want to pay, a bench player the amount that Janssen was going to be making with the option that could have been picked up. But then this happened, and it was like, oh, okay, where do we go now? Because we only have one left center back that's had any time whatsoever on the senior team, and that's Janssen himself. Um, and then shortly after that, it was Dagger Dan's turn to for his contract to be sold. I forget where he went. Uh,
Montreal.
Montreal,
Montreal.
wasn't it? Yeah.
Um, again, another depth piece that he was a Swiss Army knife that was played, right back, right wing, center midfield, center attacking midfield, kind of wherever they needed him on the right side and in the middle of the field. Then Schlegel was announced that his contract was being sold to a team in Mexico. Was it Atlas? I believe.
Yeah, Atlas for Schlegel.
Yeah. And it's not popping up correct, so we'll just skip that figure. And then last but not least, Kyle Smith. They could not come his representatives and the club could not come to an agreement on a contract, so um, he's no longer, at least as a player, a part of our club. So kind of what Luke was going on with at left back. We have one player with significant senior team minutes, Marion. Center back, we already went over in Janssen, and then right center back is Brekalo. Right back is Freeman. You can include Taifi in that. He came in several times as a substitute. Center mid, we're kind of, we're okay. We could use one more player because if we play that double pivot, we only have four players that really played at all, and that includes Cartagena, that is coming off Achilles, torn Achilles tendon, so you don't really know what you're going to get from him coming back. You hope for the best, but you never know. Look what happened with Kobe Bryant when he had his kind of at a later age. He came back and wasn't even close to the same player, even though he did drop 60 in his final game, but still not the same player. Other than Cartagena, we have Atuesta, Gerbe, Gusky, and then there is the rumor of Otavio signing, but it's still not confirmed by the club, so it is just a rumor. So you can't include him in there. So basically, four center mids for two spots. Left wing, we have Angulo, Spicer, and Tiago. Tiago was the new signing we had. Center attacking mid, Ojeda. That's it. Nobody to back him up, really. Right wing is Pasalic, Nico Rodriguez, and Caraballo. And then striker is Duncan McGuire and Muriel, which it's been, we keep seeing about, feels like every other day reports that Muriel's going here, there, somewhere, whether it be on a loan or a sale. But nothing, unfortunately, has happened yet. So go ahead with what you were saying, Luke, before, and
Um, I don't. I forgot what I was saying.
about losing so many players.
Yeah, I just think that all the players that I thought were going to stay are not, and it's not a good sign as a football club and football fans that we're surprised about the players that are like. By the way, I'm upset. Will we let Thomas Williams go? But I'm excited for him because he might actually get a chance in a squad, in an MLS squad, because he's due. He's due, and all respect to him for making that move because he has a career to make, and he's not getting any older. So respect to him on his, because he's young, and any young player not getting, his respect to his, or his chance. I
Yeah,
don't.
I mean,
I don't really
it had knowing him and his family, the little bit I know him, I know for him, a kid that grew up going to Orlando City games, grew up in the academy, it had to be a gut wrenching decision. But like you said, Luke, at the end of the day, you have to make a professional decision, and it's an interesting move because guess who's a free agent now? Walker Zimmerman.
Yeah.
So, I'm not saying Thomas is yet the player that Walker Zimmerman was when Nashville first signed him, but I've kind of peeked just to see, and I haven't seen that Nashville signed another center back.
Yeah,
So
Nashville have a good track record with centre backs.
yeah,
So I don't despite their judgment on centre backs. You
Speaking of
can't.
center backs, and hopefully my audio is better
Yes,
now.
a ton better.
It
Yeah,
is.
because on my phone, I don't know. So every week, one of us has issues. Uh, the cable company. God wrenching. I have no other choice other than this crappy company. Anyhow, as far as Williams, just like you guys said, I think he's going to have a great career if he's given an opportunity in Nashville. I can share this with you guys. He sent me a personal message. My feelings about him remain the same. We wish him well. And already he said everything that I had to say. if you guys look at the players that were let go, I feel that we sold DDT simply because we could get a lot of money for him right away. And as far as Rodrigo Schlegel, club legend, after that game, I will never forget that until the day I die. He was told during the closing of the season meetings that he needed to look for a new team. So with that, you already knew. We got, I believe, like $680,000 for him. He's going to a great Mexican team. Uh, okay, so my audio is bad, so I guess I'll check out, guys. Have a good one.
I don't know what's up with that audio.
Yeah, I have.
I don't know,
Oh my goodness.
but
But what he was talking, I think, based on what he was talking about, was Schlegel. Um, I'm honestly, kind of as from a supporter standpoint, glad we got rid of Schlegel. There's no reason that our back line was so reliant when he was on the team on Janssen. I feel like with Brekalo, you get a higher level of quality stepping in there uh, than Schlegel was, and plus Brekalo you know isn't the mental case that Schlegel could be at times. I'm sorry that scene he had against Miami was embarrassing.
You mean the ref cam scene?
Yeah. Uh, so that's a good one. I feel like the Dagger Dan one. He's going to do great in Montreal, no matter how bad their club is. I think he'll be a bright spot in their season. I honestly kind of expect him to start somewhere. He proved he could play the wing this year. He ended up, with mainly coming off the bench. He ended up with 2 or 3 total goals on the season. Um, but we need to bring at least 2 more center backs in, at least 1 center midfielder in, at least 1 attacking midfielder in, and another striker in, because hopefully we get rid of Muriel.
we can only hope.
And a
Good
left.
luck with that one.
We can only hope. He's like nuclear at the moment. Nobody want to touch him.
Yeah. Oh my! I meant to. I was going to bring this up about Muriel too. Since we're on him, my buddy texted me. I put it in the group chat a week or 2 ago, and said that Muriel is getting a bad name around the quote unquote pool scene, and Central Florida, that people nicknamed him El Tiburon, which is
Shark.
shark. Yeah.
I think I just want to say a few words about Schlegel. I don't want to give him any more time, Muriel. I'm just done with him, so I'm not.
That's fine.
I'm not going to speak to him. He's not. That's how bad he is. I think with Schlegel is you have to just look at it in his entire career with us, and in my opinion, he had his bad moment. Specifically, I'm thinking of the one where he blew the playoffs with that red card. That was just stupid. But you look at it and you look at it over time, he managed a position that no player should have ever managed. And that was the fact that he was a backup player. He was brought in as a backup player and was a starter because all of our centre backs were all injury prone. So I take my hat off to him, because he was every single season that he was brought in, he was probably said, "You're the third choice. You're the third choice centre back," and that is it. And every single time something happened, whether it's Janssen got injured, Carlos got injured, Brekalo had to shift over to a fullback, and then Schlegel had to play, or other vice versa, and he
Even last year, Luke Brecalo, if you remember, we started the year with Brecalo being the starter,
I
and then
know.
he got that knock, I think, on the first in the first match, and he was out for 2 or 3 months, and then Schlegel came in and did okay.
How many games did Schlegel play? I don't know. I'm sorry.
I'm not sure exactly.
I'm searching it up now.
Okay,
But I'm not like a sorry. I can't remember. I'm not an Orlando City fanatic like I used to be. I wish I was.
but no, I get what you're saying, and what he did, is admirable. His service to the club
Played
was
150 games, and he
150.
was supposed to be a backup player. That is pretty. That's like applaud. Like that's respectable.
Yeah.
And it's weird. I'm being very optimistic and very positive today for some
Hmm.
reason. So yeah,
Well, I mean,
that's off to him.
he helped bring us a trophy because
Yeah,
that summer was the summer that Carlos got Antonio Carlos got injured,
Mm-hmm.
and then kind of seemed to like basically hold out from wanting to play. And Schlegel stepped in and did well, and brought us the U.S. Open Cup. I know in pre-show you said we have to stop holding on to that, but fact of the matter is he
I
was.
mean it matters,
Yeah.
right? But we can't hold on to it in the sense of we have to move forward and we have to win the next thing.
Yeah.
Well, because it's the
Or win
kind of
another
thing
one.
where we're talking about things that we expect from players, right? We have always talk about like what's the expectation? The expectation is those are the kinds of things that you're going to accomplish as a player on the team, right? That you're going to be part of those great moments, but those moments are not everything. I mean, they're a big part of it, but that's what we're there to do. That's what they're all there to do.
Win another one, or
Yeah.
win a US, or win a leagues cup, or as much as people talk shit about leagues,
Still a trophy.
it's a trophy. So just
Mhm.
win it. I don't care if it's Miami's win it, it was a rigged tournament, whatever. Go out there and win it. Win it now. And we because there's at the end it's really tough. It's getting tougher every year with teams coming in to win the MLS Cup. There's only so many trophies you can win a year.
Well, because the level of play is changing. The level of play is
Yeah,
changing, and we're not keeping up with it. That's really, I feel like that's what it comes down to. Like, if you
it's
really
simple
think about
stuff.
it, you look at the teams, you can make the argument about teams that are spending ridiculous amounts of money. Regardless of what they're doing or how they're doing it, they're raising the level of their play. Whether it's legitimate, whether they're greasing they're doing something about it to make their
Yeah,
team better.
Whether
And
their
what are we
stars getting
doing?
paid
We're
by
maintaining the status quo and expecting a different result, and that's not going to happen.
but we
yeah.
just
No.
we just need to try. Like
Well, I feel like
try,
that's what I feel like
try to
trying is what Ricardo's doing by letting all these players go.
Yeah.
Because you look at who he didn't sign. Think about who were the guys that on the team that we would say
Yeah.
over the last 3 or 4 seasons were they good players and were they very serviceable and even some of them star level players for us? Yes, but you look at Schlegel, you look at Arujo, and you look at Gillespie. Those three players, you could say mentally weren't the type of players you aren't weren't the type of players that are going to play on a team that's going to win a lot of trophies.
they
Hmm.
were divisive. They
Yeah,
were they were explosive. Sorry, they were your
explosive in a
explosive,
bad way.
the ones that were volatile. Sometimes they were you guys who they did fantastic moments, but sometimes they could do fantastically great moments or disastrous moments. And I include Galese, and I don't want to bash Galese, you know, but he can do that. He can pull off a miraculous save, and sometimes he could just do the things where you're like, oh no, what you doing? And you know, sometimes those players can cost you important games.
Yeah.
And when a league's expanding and when a league's changing and becoming so quickly, the standard is going up. There's not a lot of room for that error.
Hmm.
So we just
Yeah.
need to. I think we need a lot of reliable players who
Absolutely.
can,
And
who turns up one day and you'll know they'll turn up.
Yeah. And I think this is, I mean, to your point, John, this is what we're asking for, right? Change. We're asking for change and we're getting it. So it's just a matter of waiting and seeing how it all unfolds because it's like watching water boil. It feels like it's taking forever. And you hear about more players leaving than more players coming. And that's really the concerning part, right? It's like if we had a player coming in for each player that we let go, I think this might be a different conversation right now. It's just that's not the case. So it's like there's gaps and gaps and gaps, and the first match is getting closer and closer and closer. You know, so it's like when are we going to do something? Because then the excuse is going to be, well, they need time. Well, uh,
Yeah, I mean it's. I, how do I want to say it? um, the whole gelling thing that we've said it every year for the last what we've had this podcast. This is going on our third year now,
yeah.
third season. So we've said it the last 2 years. That's what training camp's supposed to be for. It's
Hmm.
not supposed to be for a beach vacation down in Mexico. It's supposed to be for that preseason's supposed to be the time for them to gel. And yes, is there going to be instances, in game first part of the season where the team, there's times where certain players don't look quite synced up? Yes, but those moments shouldn't lead to, or there shouldn't be so many of those moments that lead to us, ending up in second to last place at the end of April. Like,
And I'll add to your point, the level of players we should be looking at shouldn't need that much time
yep,
to gel, right? Because that's I feel like that's one of the separating
It's
factors.
just
You
they're
take,
footballers. They,
yeah,
they they should
exactly.
know how to play football with each other.
Yeah, and it's I mean there is a ramp up period, but that should as the quality of a player increases, I feel like that's one factor that should not be, it shouldn't take you half the season to gel with the
but
team.
but this is where I think it comes down to the coaching.
Well, that's
And no, but it does in a certain standpoint. And yeah, I'm just gonna like
hmm
try to summarize this as briefly as possible. When you're getting players to gel, I feel like you slowly integrate your style of play in training and you get them training. But in the beginning of the season, you get them a style of play where they all can get together and get results going. You can't take risks at the beginning of the season, especially those first 10 games.
hmm
Right? Those first 10 games of the season are like, where are you going to end up? Are you going to end up on the bottom of the table or the like fighting for the playoffs, or are you going to be shooting for a top seed in the Eastern Conference? So I feel like when it comes to those first 10 games, it's going to get very interesting. Um, I feel like I want to just see results and us fighting for results. And I don't necessarily, since it's such a big change this first half, like this off season, I don't mind not seeing attractive football, but just start integrating your style of play as you go along. And instead of just taking risks and being stubborn on a style of play. So yeah. I feel like that's what I kind of want is fighting for results in the first half of the season because it is a brand new team.
hmm
well, I don't mind fighting for results, and I know what you mean by that, grinding out a result. What I can't stand is when we get up 1-0 and sit
Oh,
back. That's the issue. That's where
that's the
that's
style of
where
play I'm
a
talking
team.
about, by the way.
What's that?
I hope we have a new style of play for this season.
Yeah,
Because I don't if we're signing players like, this new guy and like Otavio and stuff who are supposed to be forwards and getting rid of the risky players like Schlegel and these old reliables who I'm saying that we signed Janssen, but I kind of just want something new, and I hope he brings just something new, and maybe he doesn't, which is most likely going to happen. He most likely won't because he's an old manager with his old tricks, and he will always go back to what he's familiar with. But we just hope that he might, you know, might go out and we start scoring 4 goals in it, and we go 1-0 up and we might shoot for 4 instead of just sit back. So we can only hope.
Absolutely.
Right.
Moving on. Last week there was the MLS Super Draft. We had a bunch of first round picks. Pretty sure we traded one too, but
Yeah, we did.
so we drafted first round, 9th pick overall, Demon Deacons. 9th overall, Nolan Miller. He was center back. Played for the. I'm just looking at my notes here. Played for the Columbus Crew U19, MLS Next Pro side, and the Varder U17 MLS Next side. So he's had some MLS Next Pro experience. He's 21 years old. So has a little bit of experience there. First pick or round 1, 14th pick, we got Jalen Yearwood, senior fullback. He's 21. Started 13 out of the 14 matches in his senior season. Had 5 assists. So we should, it's a spot we need. We'll see if he's good enough to produce on the senior team. Our final pick in the first round was pick number 20. We got Issa Haruna. He's a midfielder, sophomore. He started 12 matches out of 16, had 3 goals and 3 assists. And the year prior, he was also named, I didn't see what number, but he was named in the freshman top 100 his freshman season. So I don't know much about him. I honestly am one person that thinks that the draft should go away. If these players are that good, the MLS clubs will pick them up for free. No different, really no different than drafting them. There just doesn't have to be the spectacle over them and all that. That's just my opinion on it, so I don't pay attention to it too much. I was going to watch, but there was no stream this year. So you guys have any intel on them or anything like that?
I think nothing that you've already said.
Okay.
That 20th draft pick. That's the one we got for Thomas Williams, in conjunction with the right when
It's
we
risky.
traded him.
Again,
got
I
that trade.
think that's risky.
Yeah, I know.
And we don't have a good history with that either. I'd like to say, because if any of you remember, or any of you watching remembers, we traded Shaq Mohammed for what was it, Rouen?
Yeah.
Was it Rouen and money?
Yep,
Yeah.
that was.
And Rouen was a starter. I know.
Like, give me the money.
Yeah, and which is we don't have a good history with that, and it's risky, and we'll just see. A lot of unproven players. I feel like the draft's getting harder and harder, especially with the standard going up, I guess, because you've got players who are like real prime time professional footballers, and it's going to be hard to integrate into a team, I think, with like real ballers, like players who could play it like the top flight, possibly, and you just pay
And hey, somebody look like Facundo Torres when he came here at 20 years old.
Yeah,
he had helped his boyhood club win a top flight championship.
Yeah.
So and it's not to knock the NCAA, but there definitely is getting a larger and larger talent gap between what happens in the MLS and what happens in college soccer. And plus, it has to be, um, the style of play is completely different as well.
I feel like, and
Our friend David, I know it says something different. He takes the time to scout these players and everything. If you guys have social media, um, look him up. If you're on the Orlando, if Orlando City's part of your timeline on X, he definitely shows up. I know he made an appearance on another podcast tonight. Hope all that went well. But he said, I believe that's David. If my memory reserves me, if it's not, I apologize. FLA Doodler 18 said all three defenders are good, solid players with tons of minutes in college and youth academies. At least two of them should make the first team. The others may get a look at OCB or won't get signed.
Wow.
So my question is our first pick, the forward, did we waste that what was it, number 4 overall pick or whatever it was on somebody that, kind of like what happened with Shaq?
yeah,
But,
we'll just see.
Yeah.
It's a long way. I feel like the worrying part for the draft picks is that we're not signing anybody, and yet we've got 5 draft picks, and I'm thinking like, are we bagging on draft picks to make our season? And I bloody hope not.
Yeah.
I hope not. I hope we're not bagging on draft picks to pull through for the playoffs, because that's a lot of pressure on like a bunch of draft picks who you know. Wake Forest, I know, have a massive like history with, they're aren't they like one of the top like schools in the country for football?
Yeah.
So
There was actually an Instagram video of one of their goal. They had an amazing goalie, had some amazing plays. I thought when I heard Wake Forest, I thought we were signing with that goalie from there.
yeah, so
I,
I feel like he's a good signing. So good on him.
Yeah.
I don't know how long the draft will be around. That could be a discussion for another podcast. Is how long will the draft be around before the gap gets too big?
Definitely.
Mhm.
So
Definitely.
we could
We got a couple other
address that
comments
another time.
from David. He said, thanks for the shout out. Serjan is a fringe guy. He doesn't really have a great spot, but he's a big athletic guy that should play 10 or striker with his abilities. He had a heck of a freshman season at Georgia Southern before going to Wake Forest. So thanks for your info there, David. We really appreciate it. And all the work you do with your blog. If you want to put the name of your blog on here or your social media handles, I'd be happy to hand them out as well to people watching us live and listening. Moving forward, we got less than 2 months, 60 days. Officially tomorrow at 7:30, it'll be 60 days before the new season officially opens. What do you guys, obviously the transfer window for most of the rest of the world opens in January. Ours doesn't open until MLS's doesn't open until late January. What do you guys want to see from the club? In the next 2 months with transfers, do you want to see, or just lay it all out there?
That's a large subject. It's a large range.
Yeah.
I don't want to target players, and I don't want to say like just something to make us feel excited about the season. Something to say like, I'm sick of all these bloody rumors. Just make signings. Like that is it. Something to excite us about. Oh, I can't wait for the season because I get to see that player play.
Yeah.
It's been a while since we've like had that feeling of. I don't think we ever had that feeling of. I can't wait to see the season start to see that player play this season who we've signed.
I had it with when Facundo and Ojeda came in.
Yeah,
They came in this
I
year.
didn't know a lot about them, so
Nani.
it's been a while since we've had that feeling of a player who you're like, let's get this season started because of like him, and I'm worried, and as a bloody season ticket holder, I'm worried
Yeah.
because I'm gonna have to be showing up to every game. So
Yeah, I think to Luke's point, it's like give me something to get excited about, right? It doesn't even have to. I don't care about names because there's like all these rumors out there, and rumors are great, right? They get people talking, they get people saying stuff, but they don't. At the end of the day, it's just like do something,
pen to
right? Do
paper.
something. We have. I would argue we have a really good ability to pick talented players that you may or may not know who the hell they are, right? Some of these players when we bring them in, but do it right? Like it's like last season was the same thing. I felt like I was telling Luke before we started. I feel like we wait till the last minute to make these signings, and
I
it's like,
know,
why, why?
and it's also um no disrespect to people who are just doing their jobs in the marketing team and like make the bloody signing, like just announce the signings. Like we should, if it's we made that Brazilian guy look like we're signing Neymar. We're not signing Neymar. He's just a Brazilian guy from the top division flight. Just announce the signing and get on with the next one. I just, if you're gonna hype it up and you're gonna do all this marketing and stuff, and I get it's trying to make us excited, but sometimes it could just piss people off, like, and make people upset about like, come on, mate, just announce the signing. If it's for somebody big, fair enough, but if it's somebody who I don't even know, and for most people they don't know, I don't know about you guys. I don't know if you've ever heard of him before, that Brazilian guy before this.
About Otavio or
No,
Yago.
the Tiago. I've never heard of him before, but it made me feel like when that signing showed up, I was like, oh, we're signing a Brazilian. Like I'm like excited to see, because a Brazilian coming in, it could be Oscar or it could be this guy. It could be, there's a large range of players, and I feel like we just need to just get the ball rolling on signings. Stop making it dramatic. Stop like, just let's get the ball rolling already. And if we bring in somebody big, then get the hype up.
Did you guys see the latest rumor today about who Orlando City's
Yeah,
Lewandowski.
what
Lewandowski?
Lewandowski in okay. Hopefully somebody clips this and I can, because if he comes in and we get him, then I win. And if I don't and somebody clips this, I win as well. We are not signing Lewandowski. I'm saying that now. We just we, I don't buy it. Like, why would he come to us?
Well,
It
not
goes
even
against
why would he come to
everything.
us? Why do we want him? He's 37 years old.
Well, not even that, because let's not even that. It's just it goes against everything that we're doing. There's no like for us to be doing that would have to be totally doing a 180 and how the whole team is set up and designed. It doesn't seem like he'd be a natural fit for the team unless you're going to build the team around him, which we would have needed to start a lot longer. Have another plan. Unless one day they were just going to wake up and there's going to be like a whole ton of signings.
I know.
It just
And
doesn't feel like it would happen. But I don't know.
he's 37. He's a striker. We don't have a good history about signing strikers. I know he's different, but still, it's a tough league. It's a difficult climate. There's
It's a
just a lot wrong
physical
with it.
league,
There's a
which
lot
I
wrong.
know. I know he played in Germany for
There's
a
a lot
while.
wrong. There's a
I
lot
mean,
wrong.
somebody like that could come in and change the way the team plays. I'm not gonna say,
That's good. That's yep.
it's not impossible. I mean, look at Mueller with. I mean, that's a different case. They were already playing. They were already on a decent streak, right? But sometimes you need that person. But I don't see us being the team that brings in that one person like that and use that as a revamp. I don't see that because we've done. Nothing like that over the past several years. So why would we do that today? It would be very surprising. It might be a welcome surprise. I don't know,
I've
but it
just,
would
I've
be
just,
extremely surprising.
I've just, people are gonna now say, "Well, you're a hypocrite now because this excite me," and like I'm saying no to love Robert Lewandowski. So
Well,
now I'm
what's
being just
exciting about a
the biggest walking
37-year-old
contradiction of all time.
retiree?
But I don't know, you know,
How old is Muriel?
32, 33.
Okay.
32, 33, going on about 80 with his mobility. I'm gonna be honest with you.
No, I
So
mean, a combination of what both of you are saying is what I was thinking when I first saw it today. Was on one side it goes completely against what we've been trying to build. So, and two, but on the other side, like Ahmed was saying, this could be something that we haven't had a guy in our club that has been that team leader.
somebody to look.
Who do you look to when when you're in the rough of it to break you out of that rough patch of the match? Lewandowski's the quality of that. Has that quality.
Yeah, I mean that's really and the only reason I say that is because I know when Mueller was here with his team, you saw that. That was one of the few times that I could actually say I saw a player of that caliber really, really leading that team out there. Like he's a difference maker for that team. You
And
know.
it's not only that, and I'm sorry, we're an Orlando podcast, but I'm also a footballing guy and I'm a footballing man. And you have to respect it in the sense of our neighbors down south, right? When he shows up, Messi, they follow him. They look to him, and we don't have that.
Mhm.
He leads out the team, and stuff like that. He takes that on his shoulders. With Lewandowski, you get that. I think you
Yeah.
get a guy who he's the first one to walk out, and people are looking at him, and they lead out as a team. When when you go in at half time, he's the person that's probably leading the dressing room because he's been in that scenario before. He's experienced.
Yeah.
I feel like that's what you need. And as much as the neighbors down south are like, "Oh God, we don't want to talk about nice things about them." It's a thing that they have. They have a leader to look to when things are not going their way, and they can find their state. Well, obviously, they can find their ways out of ruts. But that's a positive about Lewandowski, I think. And we can look at that and we can think, do we want that? Do we need that? I think we do need this at the moment in time, and we can only look at this. I mean, he's what, 34,
Who
7,
Lewandowski?
37.
So,
He's 37.
which I mean, he's still
I
performing for
mean,
Barcelona. I just
77 goals in 116 games for Barcelona. I mean, just imagine what he can do at the MLS.
I mean
Let's be real.
This season he has 10 8 goals, 2 assists, and 13 appearances.
Yeah,
That's in La
pretty good.
Liga. You go to the Champions League, he hasn't scored any in 5 appearances, but
But he is getting on. But the Champions League is not MLS. So you look at it and you just think, why not roll the dice on this?
Yeah. I mean,
Roll it,
do it.
and hopefully we do roll the dice on this because we need something we need something to bring back the fans, fill the stadium again. Everybody know. I think most football fans know Robert Lewandowski. Most football fans.
Definitely.
So if you go out and you buy, and like even the people that don't know football will be like, "Wow," they'll search him up and they'll say, "Wow, look at
Yeah.
who this guy is." He'll excite people. And he's a bloody striker. You know, no better position to get a marquee signing than one of the best goal scorers in one of the best leagues of all time. No better.
Definitely, definitely.
It can't get more exciting than that.
No,
In my
I
opinion.
mean that's the whole thing is if we get somebody that age, he has to produce.
Well, yeah.
You know, especially for his his price tag, he will take a designated player spot. So we'd have to do something with Muriel first in order to even get him. But I feel like if we're able to get him at a decent enough bargain, that we might just eat whatever Muriel's asking us to pay to upgrade.
Yeah, just get him.
Because to me, if we get if we can get somebody, kind of with the quality of age aside, if we get somebody that has the quality of Lewandowski, and if he can contribute, you know, 20 goals, I feel like have we ever had a striker contribute 20 goals? I don't remember what Laren did,
Probably Laren at some point.
but
It was great.
still, like we under this manager, we haven't. So, if he can come in and contribute 20 goals and, 8 to 10 assists, which is a lot, but
He could do it. He could. I'm going to be honest with you. We haven't had a player by far this caliber ever. Like goal scoring wise, never.
yeah, I would agree with that.
This guy can probably put up 30 in his sleep. if he felt like it. If he felt like it and he was up for it, this guy, he's class. And we don't have a lot of players with a lot of class. And not a lot of players have class.
Yeah.
I say class in the terminology, search it up if you want to know the terminology. I can't explain it. But certain players have class where it's permanent. No matter how old you get, no matter how ragged your body gets, no matter what form you're in, class will always show up.
Class is isn't the saying class is permanent?
Yeah, form is temporary and class is permanent. You know, he will always show up, and he's one of these players that will.
Yeah.
No matter what.
Well, that's what I mean. You're talking about a different class level of play, and that's really what we're lacking in, right? I feel like a lot of the other teams are doing it. You're seeing more teams do it. They're just raising that level of play, and we're just still back in our little corner doing the same things we've always done and expecting a different result. You know what that is?
Yeah.
Should have insanity, people.
No, we've only had one player in our history that's had class, and that's Kaká. We've only had one player. Not even two. Remind me.
Nani?
Nah. Nani's quality. Nani had a lot of quality, I think, but he wasn't to that level.
But he also brought that leadership quality.
He did bring that, and that's why he would also bring. But I'm saying, like, when it comes to class, Nani didn't have it. Nani had his faults where he became a bit stroppy off the field and threw his arms about and whatever, and he never got to that level. I'm not saying he never got to that high. He could have, but his footballing ability stalled because he was surrounded by greats. So I wouldn't say Nani. I would agree he had some class. When he shoots, when he
I know what you're saying.
Yeah, I would say he was borderline. I would say he was borderline, but yeah, Kaká was just he was a different level.
Yeah, no, I mean the dude won a Ballon d'Or. I mean,
no, he won a Ballon d'Or, and Lewandowski was. Did he? Wow, don't quote me on this. I'm sorry, my ball knowledge has gone down. Did he win a Ballon d'Or, or was he like robbed? He was robbed of one.
He was robbed in like 18 or 19.
When they cancelled it in 2020, wasn't it?
Was that when it was? Okay.
Yeah, they cancelled it in 2020, the Ballon d'Or, and that was when he was supposed to win it.
Hmm.
And yeah, he's beyond levels that probably we will ever see if we sign him. So throw the bank. Final summary of that. Throw the bank. Break it. Break the bank for him.
All right, guys. Well, I have to drop. I'll talk to you folks later.
All right.
Sounds good.
All right.
But yeah, it was a interesting thing.
Yeah, and then the other big rumor that we have is the midfielder Otavio. Been rumored for a while, a couple weeks anyway now. Um, According to reports, it's across the line, but the club hasn't announced anything yet. Midfielder, kind of more of a holding midfielder, kind of a Arujo type of player versus an Atuesta type of player.
Young.
If it does get across the line, again, rumors are out there that it is across the line that we have signed him. It's just announcements pending, physicals and stuff supposedly. Um, you know, he's another I think 19 to 21-year-old that will be signing from Brazil. So it's two this offseason we signed that fill all of our U21 spots now. So we have all of our U21 DPs or U21 DPs, 22, whatever it is, and all of our DP spots filled. And, we still need a backup attacking midfielder. We need backups all across the defense and probably an extra midfielder or two to come off the bench as well. Obviously center back would be number one priority in my opinion right now to get backups because we are so shallow there. What do you think the backup should be? The priority should be right now, Luke.
I'd like to see just us propping up the defense. Our defense is just looking thin to say the least everywhere. I want us to just see our defense just sorted out a little bit.
Yeah.
Probably, and again, I'm upset about Enrique leaving. He's like a massive blow, so we need to strike. We need to prop up the forwards. We need everywhere. Everywhere is just the short answer for it.
I feel like wingers were okay.
Yeah, wingers were all right. We've got Spicer.
We got Spicer, Thiago, and Gulo on the left.
Did we go over Spicer?
I might have missed it.
I don't think we did.
I think I skipped over it.
We're going to mention it now. We have re-signed Spicer to a contract. So, yeah. Spicy T is back for another year and 2 years. I think he's here till 2028.
Yes, club option for 28-29, I believe is what it is.
Spicer is back.
And if reports, sources, rumors, whatever you want to call it, are correct, he is slated to be the starting left winger, which he deserves it. He
outperformed Angulo by. He consistently outperformed Angulo.
Yeah.
A lot, especially coming off the bench and doing what he did in such a short amount of time. So, it'll be interesting to see how he plays. I think he was fantastic last season.
Yeah.
It's going to be, we say it, spicy tea season.
Yep, that's anytime he'd do something. Anytime he come in the game, that's what Luke would say.
Yeah.
David here, not Valentin. David from X said if we're not pissing Justin Hawk hard on Orlando, we're not doing it right. He'd step right on and take a spot. Yeah, absolutely. Yeah. Quality player, NYCFC. Was he I thought he was a midfielder, right? Yeah.
Yeah, Justin Hack.
Yeah.
Yeah, we need to jump on some of these signings from there though. Like, I honestly think that Carlos Cornell is not happening
I would have thought it would have been announced by now
by
if it
now. I don't think it is. I'm going to be honest with you. There's like, I hear like deal done and stuff like that, but he's not. The club's not announced it, and
yeah.
it's been with like Otavio. It's been like a few weeks now, and he's still.
Uh, his
It's been a couple.
happened.
It's been a couple
la-
of weeks.
Was it last week we first started seeing and hearing stuff about it?
Yeah, it was like last Monday, so it's been like
Yeah.
a week, and
Otavio's, I think, was a week or two prior to
yeah,
that.
so it's like a week, and nothing has just. It's just been rumors, so I don't think it's happening. If it's not happened now, I don't think it'll happen ever. So we'll see.
Thank you,
I think
David.
Justin Hack will be. I spoke about this with my dad. My dad's a season ticket holder. Competitiveness and quality, and how far, it's tough to get a spot in your team.
Definitely.
So
So David did respond and say that he has played both center back and center defensive midfielder.
yeah,
But last season he played center back for NYCFC mainly.
which is good for us. We need a versatile player as well. Losing Kyle,
Yeah, Kyle and Dagger.
Dagadan, losing Dagadan and
Yeah.
Kyle Smith. We need like a versatile centre back who can probably, and with Dagadan also knowing how to play midfield and defender,
And Weir.
he'd fit right in. So
Yeah, definitely. Yeah, I think that's all we had tonight.
let's just
Anything else to add?
we can hope. We can hope.
Yeah. We're looking forward to the schedule coming out for the preseason activities leading up to opening match.
Yeah.
I know I'm going to try to make it if they do a Pints with Perea thing again, or something equivalent, whatever they decide to call it this year. Because I'll be there to ask a tough question. If they get to me, they might intentionally skip me because I've advertised it on here. It's not going to be anything intrusive. It's how are you going to
I'm
replace?
not here to sugarcoat it. We're here to
Yeah.
we're here to get to the
I'm
heart.
not going to ask what his favorite ice cream is because I don't care. I want to know how he's going to, lift a trophy in Orlando.
I don't care if you walk your dog in a certain spot. I care about will you perform and will you get the most out of my players.
Yep.
That is it.
Definitely. Opening match February 21st. Get your tickets. Let's sell the thing out. And the next match, Miami. Get all those. Don't resell them. Don't sell them to some bum that is just trying to see Pesci play. Very few players infuriate me the way that player does. The way he's propped up by FIFA and the media.
He won't play.
I know he won't. He still irritates me though.
Yeah, but he won't play. For some bizarre reason, he will not play at all. So
Yep. So
it's also, that game is a reminder. It is a 7:00 kickoff
on a Sunday.
30 kickoff
On a Sunday.
on a Sunday. 7:00 kickoff on a Sunday. Oh no, I might not be able to.
Just skip class. I did not say that. Don't skip class. Go to school, kids.
We'll say, well, yeah.
But yeah, that's the show. Thanks for David. Unfortunately, David had the technology issues. Thanks to Ahmed. He had to get off a little bit early for those of you just joining us. We are not sure of when our next show is going to be. We'll obviously update our social media when we will be having it. It will be sometime in January. If anything, like we had a lot go on the last 2 weeks with the draft and players leaving and a couple contract extension and a re-signing and a new signing, felt like an optimal time to have a show. So anything, if we have another week or two where a lot happens with the club, we'll definitely be hopping on Monday night at 9 like we always do. Thank you to everybody that commented. As always, drop your comments. We want to hear your thoughts. Even if you might, this is a podcast, a show for you, the fan. We won't,
Please drop
yeah,
your opinions. Like if you disagree with any of us, what we're saying at any point, we try. I think, the guys try. I know I'm just temporary. I don't know. I'm in and out on the podcast. But I know John, Ahmed, and David and Misael all try to, make this the most authentic podcast as possible. And with allowing me to have a platform, which I'm not really like, I'm kind of in and out and just about. I know it's proof, and it's a proof that you can get an authentic fan's opinion on what is going on. So, don't be scared to just write what you think, because
definitely,
everyone has an opinion.
definitely. And if you're not following us on any of our social medias, or you're following us on one, we're on Facebook, X, Instagram, TikTok, Twitch, and Blue Sky at In 90 Minutes Podcast. And during the season, we're live here every Monday, except for usually Memorial Day and Labor Day. We'll do it the day after. I think the past year we did it that day anyway. But we're always live at 9 p.m. during the season on every Monday, reacting to the past match, giving our opinions on how we think the next week's match or matches will go. We really do appreciate everybody, and your support this year. We're trying to come up with, new ideas and everything for this next season. So thank you guys for that. Thank you everybody for supporting us. For those that celebrated Hanukkah, I hope you had a happy Hanukkah. And for the holidays coming up, I hope everybody has happy holidays. And a good and prosperous 2026. Unfortunately, I'm not as poetic as the other guys and don't remember the sign offs, even though I've heard it probably a couple hundred times at this point. But for Ahmed, David, Misael, and Luke, thank you guys for watching, and we will catch you guys next time.